Hey guys and girls, and welcome to another pickup video. Alright then, it's been a little while since my last video. I've not picked up like a great amount, but I've picked up like little bits here and there. And I recently went to Play Expo Blackpool and I picked up a few bits and pieces there. So let's not dilly-dally about and let's get on with the show. Now I've got some Game Gear games to show off first of all. Three of these, I'm not sure if I've showed up on a pickups video before. I remember having them for a little while, but I don't remember showing them off. So I'm just going to show these off, you know, quickly. Well, as quick as possible. First one is Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap. Pretty good game so far. I've only played each of these games for like a few minutes apiece. But this one, I'm kind of, I don't know, getting lost in it already. But that's probably just me like wandering around and not actually doing much. So there's that. Next one is Outrun Europa, or however you'd like to pronounce that. It doesn't say Outrun Europe, so I played a little bit of this, as you know, like all the other games. Yeah, I think I remember this being alright, you know, it seems okay. I mean, it's Outrun, so it's got a pretty good pedigree behind it. And last of the Game Gear trilogy is Micro Machines. I do like Micro Machines, and this is pretty much what I expect from the standard top-down Micro Machines games. Obviously, the only drawback to this version of Micro Machines is that it's on the Game Gear. Unfortunately, so it suffers not only from screen crunch but also screen blurring. So yeah, probably not the best system to play Micro Machines on. But you know what? For what it is still a good game. You just need to be more aware of the track than what you would be if you was playing it on a normal TV. Right, so we'll just pop that there. I've been putting them there, so you know, why not? Right, a couple of other games I got. These ones I know I definitely haven't shown off. This one is Super Off-Road. I played a little bit of this. It's got it's not too bad to play. It's one of those, well, I say single screen races. And you go around the track, obviously, and the controls aren't too bad. I mean, you can tell that they're a little dated, so I mean, Micro Machines does control a little bit better than Super Off-Road, but you know what, Super Off-Road is alright, and I didn't pay much money for this, so you know, I'm not too bummed out that, you know, that it's only just alright. Yeah, it's not a bad game, it's fine. Next one, this is a game that I played before on the Sega Mega Drive collection on the Xbox 360. I think it's on the 360. It's part of one of the unlockables. I can't remember off the top of my head, and that is Fantasy Zone, or if I recall, when it says on the screen, it's like Fantasy Zone Gear. The title screen makes a reference to the fact that this is on the Game Gear, and yeah, I do like Fantasy Zone. It's a very open worldy kind of a shooter. At least that's the perspective I get from it. Anyway, yeah, I get a kind of Defender vibe from Fantasy Zone, where you're going left and right and what have you. But you know, it's a fairly enjoyable game. I've never actually played Fantasy Zone to a length that I know I'm actually supposed to do, so I may definitely give this a go. I mean, this definitely doesn't suffer too much from screen blurring as opposed to Micro Machines. So yeah, those are my Game Gear games. Now, I picked up 4 games from Play Expo Blackpool, plus another game from CEX Blackpool. So I've got a total of 5 games from Blackpool itself. So let's have a quick look and see what I got, assuming I didn't accidentally show a preview of it down on the bottom of the screen. Right, first game is actually a replacement, and that is Virtua Fighter 3 TB. Look at all that reflection. Woo! Yeah, my original copy of Virtua Fighter 3, I don't know what was up with the disc, you know, it wouldn't read in the Dreamcast. I tried to clean it with my CD machine. Nothing would work. So, you know, I saw this, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was like a $5 or whatever it was. So, you know what, I do like playing Virtua Fighter every once in a while. So, yeah. Now it comes complete disc and manual. I bloody hope it comes with a disc. But the funny thing is, I got one manual there, and I decided to put my other original manual in here. Now this disc, this brought back quite a few memories here, this Project Barclay disc. Because I remember, because this must have been one of my first Dreamcast games, and I remember watching, obviously it wasn't a DVD at the time, but a video disc, and it must have been Project Barclay, because I remember actually going right up close to the TV. This was a 21-inch CRT TV at the time. And I remember going up close to it and checking out the quality of the video, because obviously before Dreamcast we had PlayStation 1, and we all know what the FMV is like on PlayStation 1, especially when it comes to real life video. Obviously, you know, it's a little bit blocky, you know, the frame rate not so good, but I remember just really scrutinising the video quality of Project Barclay. I was thinking to myself, the video on this looks really good. I haven't watched Project Barclay for 20 years since I last had this, so yeah, it might be interesting to go back to that and see if the video quality still holds up on a CRT. Probably won't be too visually appeasing on a LCD TV, HD TV, but you never know. There's that. Next up, we've got, this is a game I've been after for a little while, and that is the Japanese Crash Bandicoot. I could get the PAL version, but I've got the rest of the trilogy Japanese anyway, and it's so much cheaper to buy the Japanese games anyway. I think this was either £5 or £10, which is considerably cheaper than PAL Crash Bandicoot. And just look at his little face. I love how the Japanese have localized Crash Bandicoot for their market, and yeah, it comes with a nice little spine card. There we go, and a nice little inlay there. And the manual, as you will expect from most Japanese games, is beautiful and in colour. And apparently, this has Pocket Station compatibility, which is really cool because I do have a Pocket Station, so it'll be interesting to see how this works. Yes, I assume it has Pocket Station compatibility. So let me just quickly check the instructions. That was an advert for the Pocket Station. I'm pretty certain it's Pocket Station compatible. Nothing in the options that states Pocket Station compatibility, so yeah, it must be Pocket Station compatible because it's got this little thing in it. Oh well, I'll find out later on down the road. Unless that's referring to Crash Bandicoot 3. That might actually be referring to Crash Bandicoot 3 actually. Yeah, it looks like it. It might be a Crash Bandicoot 3 instead. So this must be a later release, possibly. So yeah, that's Crash Bandicoot 3. I love the way they haven't actually just localized the way he looks on the promotional covers and what have you, but they've also localized the way he sounds, because obviously we in the West know Crash Bandicoot to sound like wow, you know, sounds to that effect. But on Crash Bandicoot 1, he's like Ike! So you know that actually came across to me as really typical. Or at least as far as Japanese audio localization goes anyway. Anyway, moving on. Who'd have thought I could talk about Crash Bandicoot at length? Next up, this is a game I've been after for a little while, but I never really thought about getting it until, if that makes any sense. You know, I've had it at the back of my mind. I thought, well, I might get hold of that one day, but because it's been at the back of my mind, it's just been like, I'll get it whenever I see it. And for £8, I thought to myself, what the hell, you know, I've already seen a playthrough of it by Some Call Me Johnny, so I've got a rough idea of how this works, and that is Brave Fencer Musashi, or as you can see there, Brave Fencer Musashi Den. I really enjoyed Johnny's playthrough of this, so I'm kind of looking forward to playing this myself. You know, so it's a 2-disc affair. The other one is a preview disc, so I'm assuming it's got like demos and stuff on it. It's got a demo of Urges, I probably pronounced that incorrectly, and I'm assuming a demo of Final Fantasy VIII. I will probably never play that because I don't like Final Fantasy, so controversial perhaps, maybe, who knows. Like I say, it comes with a little thing like that, and it comes with this really neato card here. It's got a card just there, and it's of Musashi. So that's really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. And if I get stuck, you know, I could just go back to I could either go to Johnny's playthrough, or I could just look up a guide on Game Facts. You know, it doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, but for £8, I couldn't say no to this. And lastly, from Play Expo Blackpool, I got Winter Heats. Oh yes, the sequel to Decathlete or Athlete Kings, depending where in the world you are. So yeah, I've been looking forward to getting all of this. Good story about this actually. This originally at the trading market, this did go for £18, but I managed to haggle it down to £15, which I think is a fair price for it. I mean, I'll probably get a lot of gameplay out of this anyway, so maybe I may include this on a stream one day, maybe. So there we go, that's what I got from Play Expo Blackpool. And this one, like I said earlier, I got from CEX Blackpool, and that is Yakuza Dead Souls. I've been after this for a little while now, but I've just not been able to find it anywhere. It seems that a lot of people don't really want to get rid of this. So I saw it on the shelf there, and I was like, oh, Yakuza Dead Souls, brilliant. And yeah, and it was £10, which I think is pretty much a fair price for it, because the Yakuza series definitely does seem to be appreciating in value at the moment. So yeah, I mean the case itself is got a little bit of a sticky residue on there, but yeah, I can either clean that up or just replace it with another Blu-ray case, which I don't really care about. Yeah, it's got a disc and manual in it. That's pretty neat, and it's got this really cool inlay cover as well. So that's pretty neat. I like that. I like the little extra steps that they go to decorate the case, and pretty much standard manual fare. And the disc isn't too bad either, but then again, if the disc wasn't alright, I have my CD repair machine, so that's not too bad. Right then, coming up, we've got a few more pieces here that I just bought off and on. One of them I have made a giant point of covering on Twitter. So anyone who follows me on Twitter probably isn't going to be too surprised about that. But yeah, the first piece here, I found this at TK Maxx, and that is a I'm going to say knockoff Super Nintendo controller, but it's from exus.com, which apparently is a German company. And yeah, it's a really, I'm not going to say too decent controller, but it's an acceptable controller. In fact, I got it just here actually. So you can see the build quality there. It's not too bad, to be fair. I mean, you can see the colour there is slightly off beige as opposed to what we're used to already. I appreciate the fact that it's actually the rainbow buttons and not the horrible lavender buttons. But yeah, it's very clicky. Yeah, but you know, it's not too bad. It's not as responsive as an original Super Nintendo controller. There have been times, because I'm stress testing it with Mario, I was about to say Mario Kart then, Super Mario World at the moment, and there have been times when I've meant to jump and Mario just fell into a pit, and I'm like that. So yeah, that's the Exus Super Controller for the Super Nintendo. It's not too bad. I don't normally like to do this with my controllers, but I just want to try and keep that in one place. Right, next up is a PS4 game. I've been after this game also for a while, and same again, I've just not been able to find it anywhere because people don't seem to want to get rid of it, which is understandable when you realise that it is Worms, Weapons of Mass Destruction. And as you can see there, it's got the lenticular cover on it, highlighting the fact that this is the All-Stars edition. Now, funny story, right? It's got all these lovely little exclusives on there, so that's all very well. I thought to myself, you know, downloadable extras, you know, second-hand game, it's obviously not going to have them, which is fine, fair enough. I mean, I've got this really cool cover anyway, so that's not too bad. In fact, I'm just going to put that down there just so it doesn't bugger your eyes up any further. So I got it at home, and I've got actually a piece of a free DLC for Worms that was sitting on my PlayStation 4 for about a few months or so, obviously waiting to install. I popped this in, and then I suddenly looked at the DLC and I realised, oh, it's the All Stars pack. So I would have got it anyway, because it's now available for free. Okay then, excuse me, I haven't actually played this yet. I've been meaning to, but I have watched a couple of streams of it by our good lads at the Game Shed. So yeah, not too bad. Right, next up, this is the penultimate item. This was going to be the main event of this video until this morning when something very special arrived in the post. However, I'm not going to make a big deal about it, and that is the Mega Drive Mini. Now, I actually decided to go for the Japanese machine simply because it'll be consistent with my my Asian Mega Drive, which is the one I use regularly. And you know, it's got the 40 games plus Darius and Tetris. Tetris isn't actually too bad, to be fair. I mean, it's not the definitive version of Tetris, and it's not the most playable version of Tetris. I mean, I would still go back to Game Boy Tetris over Mega Drive Tetris. But you know what? All the games that are on here, I'm actually not too bad with. I'm quite pleased with it. One game in particular, which is really strange on this, which is included on this, which I'm surprised is not included on the Western Mega Drive Minis, is Revenge of Shinobi. Should be able to see it just there. I can just about make it out. Yeah, that's on this Mega Drive, and it's not on the Western Mega Drives for some reason. And yeah, I mean, I quite enjoy the Mega Drive Mini. I mean, here it is right here. It's so freaking adorable. I mean, look at it. It really is one-to-one. And I do like the fact that you can remove the Mega CD connector flap, which is really cool, because you can get the plastic attachments, the Mega CD attachment and the 32X attachments to sit on top, which I think that is really cool. That is like super attention to detail. I think so far, you know, Sega pretty much have gone out of their way to create the bestest looking and functioning mini console so far to date. I mean, I consider this to be better than the well, definitely the PlayStation Mini, and to be fair, the Nintendo Mini as well, the NES Mini. The only thing that I don't like about this is the fact that it has a functioning volume slider, but it doesn't actually have a headphone socket, which is a little upsetting. That would have been super cool, but other than that, this is actually really good. I got the 6-button edition because, you know, I'm going to want to play Street Fighter on it. But it's only got the one 6-button pad, which is fine. You know, I'll probably get an additional 6-button pad later on down the road. But one thing that actually struck me as really weird about this, you know, on the surface, that looks alright. In fact, is it nearby? Okay, it's not too nearby. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm used to using what I'm now going to call the Western 6-button pad, and I held this in my hand. I was suddenly like, oh my god, this is small. So I'm assuming this is actually intentionally small for the Japanese market and their supposedly smaller hands. So I was like, oh, okay, but then I started playing it, and you know, it's still pretty comfortable. You know, you can still put your hands nice and comfortably along the top, you know, and it sits comfortably in your palms. So you know, it's not too bad. And I've played it at length, and I haven't had hand cramps. So yeah, on the whole, I absolutely love the Mega Drive Mini. Right, that would have been the last item on this video. But something very special turned up this morning. I've just installed it on the PlayStation 3, yeah, that'd be nice, on the PS4, and as soon as I finish this video, I'm going straight on it. And that is Shenmue 3, the Kickstarter backer copy. And it comes with a very, very nice slipcase, as you can see there. Nothing on the back, but that's fine. You got copyright Isnet, original game, copyright Sega. I don't understand why Sega, when they copyright something, why they don't put the year after anything, but whatever. Yeah, published 2009 Deep Silver. Yeah, Shenmue, so let's take that off. Ah, there it is. This is a game a lot of us fans have been waiting forever for, and now it's arrived and it's here, and I will let you guys know later on down the line what this game is like. And of course, in case anyone asks, I will be streaming this, although not anytime soon, because I want to get the fullest experience from this so I can talk to you guys about it. But yes, and you got the back there. That's pretty nifty. And of course, we look inside. No manual, but you do get a free copy of Crash Bandicoot. That was in my PS4. Obviously, I've switched discs over, and I can't be asked to put it back in its case. So yeah, so that's Shenmue 3. I can't really say much more about this. So yeah, for those of you that haven't got it yet, there is. Let's have a look. See. It's a 26 gigabyte game, and there is a 14 gigabyte update patch for it as well. That is of this date anyway. So yeah, guys, that is it for my pickup video for today. So until next time, guys, thank you all very much for watching, and take care of yourselves. Ta-ra.